What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Rocco Bernardo Coaching, where we talk all things fitness, nutrition, and weight loss. For this video, however, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that weight loss doesn't last forever. The bad news is that if we end our weight loss and we don't have a plan, we get stuck in something called yo-yo dieting, where our weight goes down and then it comes back up and we regain or overgain everything we have just lost. So this video is all about how to prevent that from happening. So for this video, I will be addressing three major questions. Where do I go from here? How do I keep this weight off? And what is a maintenance phase? So if you are on a weight loss journey or have recently ended a weight loss journey, I want you to stick around to the end of this video to make sure that all of your hard work does not go to waste. So where do I go from here? Now, before we dive into the next portion of the video, I want to make sure that I pause for a second, and assuming you have just lost a significant amount of weight, I want to say congratulations, well done. I know that that was not easy, but if you do this phase the right way, it was absolutely life-changing, and I'm so excited for you. I'm proud of you. Good job. So if losing weight is the race at the beginning of the journey, then the maintenance phase is the road trip, where you pop your car and cruise and you go for a ride and you figure out what sites you want to see. What do you want to do along the way, right? Do you want to try out for a triathlon, run your first 5K, run a half, a marathon? Do you want to become a bodybuilder or a power lifter? Do you want to just do functional workouts that keep you healthy and allow you to play with your grandchildren when you're 70, 80 years old? Those are the questions that you now get to ask and that you get to decide your answer to. But the best part is that you don't have to camp in one of these for the next 60, 30, 20, 10 years. You can do all of them, you can do none of them. It just depends on what you're looking to get out of your health and wellness journey. One of the things you can do is ask yourself, what does your dream physique look like? Do you want to be a Chris Evans, an Alan Rickson, or a Stephen Amell? You get to take your pick. Maybe you prefer Tom Holland, or you want to go the powerlifter route and turn into an Eddie Hall. The choice is yours. The possibilities are endless. You've lost the weight. Now it's time to have fun and become the person that you want to become. Assuming you lost weight the correct way, you have developed healthy habits for diet and for exercise that will allow you to bounce from goal to goal and from season of life to season of life without giving up or losing your healthy lifestyle. In this season, I want you to be setting goals for yourself and chasing after them so that you don't get stagnant in your efforts. This is what will allow you to live a long and capable life that is filled with health and wellness and good things instead of doctor's visits and pills and prescriptions. Now, before I start to answer the question, how do we keep this weight off? I want you to like, comment, and subscribe to this video so that I can continue to make more and more content that benefits you and so that you can get notified when that content comes out. My goal is to start releasing content more and more frequently, so don't forget to subscribe to see all of it. Now, the biggest problem that people face when they're trying to lose weight is that they do so in a way that is unsustainable. They cut out fats or carbs or alcohol, basically all the things that give us joy in life. And then when they add them back in after they've lost the weight, they rebound. That yo-yoing happens. They lost weight and they gain it all back because they don't know how to function and enjoy their life without going back into their old habits. Maybe that's something that's happened to you before, or maybe this is your first time you've lost weight and you want to make sure that it doesn't happen to you. Either way, I want you to be able to enjoy the weight that you lost, enjoy your lifestyle, and enjoy the foods that you love without worrying that they're hurting your goals. I actually want them to work towards your goals. That includes pizza, alcohol, cereal, whatever it is that your guilty pleasures are when it comes to food. I want you to be able to enjoy those without fear of regaining all of that weight. It is very possible to do so. I've done it myself, and I teach my clients to do the same thing. The easiest way to do that is through a method called calorie counting, where you monitor the amount of food that you put into your body as well as the amount of calories that you burn. And it turns weight management into a simple math problem of calories in and calories out. When those are equal, you'll maintain. When you're burning more calories than you're eating, you will lose weight, which is how you got to this point. It's called a calorie deficit. Or when you're in a calorie surplus, you will gain weight. Neither one is bad. It just depends on your goals. The other component to weight management that ties hand in hand with calorie counting is going to be regularly weighing yourself. And the reason for that is because we only know if the plan is working if we are continuing to monitor our progress. So I have developed a method of weight loss called the Precision Fat Loss Method. And it's the exact same method that I use to bulk and put on a lot of muscle. And it's also the process I use for maintenance, where you're making sure that your weight is doing exactly what you want it to without compromising muscle and body composition. If you do those two things consistently, you will not rebound your weight because you're constantly monitoring it and you're tracking exactly what's happening. So if the results are not what you want, you change the formula. And that brings me into the last question. What is the maintenance phase? Now, most people have heard of the bodybuilder style cut and bulk, where you lose weight and then you put on weight, and you lose weight and you put on weight. And the idea is that each time you put on more muscle and then you cut down your fat and put on more muscle, and your average overall weight goes up. But what if you don't want to do that? That is what the maintenance phase is for. And you can do this for the rest of your life, or you can do it in between weight loss or muscle gaining efforts in order to reduce something called diet fatigue, where you get super tired of eating limited amounts of food or super tired of eating excessive amounts of food. And you just get to chill out, you maintain, you're still building muscle, you're still losing a little bit of fat, just in steady and equal measures. Now, personally, I want to compete in a bodybuilding show one day, so I skipped the maintenance phase. I lost a bunch of weight. I lost 30 pounds in 16 weeks. It was awesome. And then I switched to a bulk where I have put on 15 pounds again, most of that being muscle. It's awesome. There's a little bit of fat there that I hate, but that's okay because it's part of the process, right? But if I want to mellow out, or if I get tired of eating all this food, or for an in-between, so I don't have to go from eating a ton to being super restrictive, that is when the maintenance phase is a handy tool to make sure that I can stick with my goals and I can maintain my weight. It's the phase in the diet where we're eating as many calories as we're burning, and we can just enjoy life a little bit. Our goals aren't as serious during this phase. Again, they can be done for 2 weeks at a time. They can be done for 10 years at a time if you want to. It simply depends on you and your goals. But as long as you are managing your calories and monitoring your weight, you will achieve great results. You will not regain the weight. This is a very useful tool as you seek to build muscle and stay healthy and be active. And if you don't have serious competitive goals with weights or the gym or bodybuilding or anything like that, this is a great spot for the normal person to sit if they just want to be able to play with their children and then their grandchildren and stay out of the doctor's office. The maintenance phase is for you.